All right, there is a participatory song included in this. So, the name of my story is Kazoo to You Too. So this is the way the chorus goes. I'll sing it and then you can sing it back to me. I'll sing it once and then you can learn it as we tell the story. How do you do? Here's a kazoo for you. I make you smile, it can raise your IQ, it can set you feet dancing with the boop boop they do. Kazoo, 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 kazoo to you too. Now, I do not know. I mean, apparently my parents thought it was a good idea at the time, but I can decidedly tell you that my older brother and my sisters and my grandparents and my aunts and uncles and all the cousins that were crammed into that little house on South Main Street in Boonville, Missouri, when I was a kindergartner, did not think it was a good idea. That my parents had given me a kazoo for Christmas. As you can imagine, I spent most of the day marching around the house, playing variations on a theme of Jingle Bells, while the scent of sage dressing and turkey and Christmas trees wafted through the air. Well, after a while, with other toys, I was enthralled with it for a while, but then other activities and obsessions flounced into my life, and I didn't think much about the kazoo until second grade. I had a teacher in second grade, Mrs. Elizabeth Brummel. Now, Mrs. Brummel, we all agreed, was the most sour-faced, crotchety, meanest teacher we had ever had. I mean, like Barbie Fredmeyer and Jackie Grissom and I would sit at the back of the class and we would just whisper and write notes on our Big Chief tablets. We weren't bothering anybody, honest. And Mrs. Brummel would send us to the office and have a talking to from the principal, Mr. Earhart, 3 times. Well, we had nicknames for her, of course, like Angry Agnes and Grumpy Grace. But you know, with a favorite thing was we just told each other, you know what? She's just what's that? A bitter Betty. That's what she was. We would say that she's a bitter Betty. Well, I guess at some point, some kind of compassion crept in this little second grader's heart, because I thought, you know, there must be something she's so mean to everybody, or some hard things are going on in her life. And I mean, my sister Laurel, and Laurel was in 4th grade. And when you're in 2nd grade, 4th graders know everything. And even Laurel said, man, she just like wears a stone face all the time. She's really mean. Well, I kept thinking, I wonder what would make her happy. And then I thought about how happy playing the kazoo had made me. So I thought, that's it, exactly. Mrs. Brummel needs her very own kazoo. So I went home that day and I rummaged around in the back of my sock drawer and I pulled out that kazoo and I picked off the Luden's red cough drop, cherry cough drop, piece of lid. And then my mother taught me if you want things to be clean, you need to rub it down with rubbing alcohol. So I did that nice and cool, rubbed it down. And then I took it to school the next day. Well, after school, I went up to her desk and I said, Mrs. Brummel, I've been thinking about you and I thought that you might enjoy this. And I held out that red kazoo. Now, waiting for her to do something with that kazoo, I felt as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. But she picked up that kazoo and then she just gave it one long, fuzzy toot. And this warm smile crept over her whole face. I mean, I thought her face was going to crack and fall off because I had never seen her smile like that. And she smiled so big. And then within a week, every teacher in the school had a kazoo. and then all the kids had kazoos. And the kids, nobody was getting sent to the principal's office. And they were organizing kazoo bands out on the playground. And the PTA was organizing kazoo concerts to raise money. Well, one day over the intercom, Principal Earhart announced, "We're going to present Mayor Powell, the mayor of Boonville, with the kazoo." And they marched the entire school 5 blocks down Main Street to City Hall, where I got to present Mayor Powell with his very own kazoo. Well, now, as it turns out, the mayor was a good friend of the governor. So the governor got a kazoo. And the governor, it wasn't long before the governor noticed this increase in positive mood and productivity. And we heard then that at the governor's conference, all 50 states, every governor got a kazoo. It was amazing. We kept hearing students all across the country were scoring higher grades. People all over were helping you. Divorce rates nearly disappeared. And Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and God knows what else were all working together to pass laws that helped everybody. It was amazing. Well, then I got an invitation to present the kazoo to the president. Well, I went to Washington, D.C., and we had this big formal ceremony in the White House lawn, and I presented a kazoo to the president. The next day, we saw on the news that the president had called a joint session of Congress. And y'all, it was like an Oprah Winfrey show. But instead of saying, "You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, everybody gets a car," the president was throwing out armloads of kazoos out into the House of the Floor of Representatives, hollering, "You get a kazoo, you get a kazoo, you get a kazoo, everybody gets a kazoo." And they made their way to the United Nations, and everybody in the world got a kazoo on. And in his increase the spirit of cooperation and fraternity and sisterhood and brotherhood that we are expecting to break out in world peace. Amen. I have no violin or trombone for orchestra or band, but a musical instrument I have at my command. I played with a method I discovered yesterday, and now I play hey-ho on the kazooie way. To the mirror I'm singing, how you do? Here's a kazoo for you. It might make me smile, it could raise your eye. Think it says to keep the dances with the boo boo we do. Kazoo, 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 kazoo. Well, stone-faced teacher is a thing of the past. Since I gave her a kazoo, she's having a blast. She said we could start a movement from Orlando to Oahu, from Orlando to LA and Kalamazoo. The principal were singing, how do you do? Here's a kazoo for you. It might make you smile, make you lose your blues. Dancing with the boo fishes, we sent the mayor and the governor kazoos of their own, presented one to the president at the famous White House home. In the rose garden, the president sneezed outright. I handed over hanky saying, "God bless you, kazoo tight." While the Congress were singing, "I'm here to do the kazoo for you. You might make me smile. Dance to the kazoo, 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 kazoo.